guys, really excited that you decided to come back to the channel. Today we are doing a 15-minute full body nighttime stretching routine. So this is just a little contrast video from the morning stretch that I did a few weeks back. Before we get started, I really wanted to just encourage us all to just dive into God's word before we do anything, because I know that the times right now are just so odd and so frustrating at times, and we can just look at what's going on either on the mainstream media or social media and just throw up our hands and say, what is happening, Lord? Why are you allowing this to happen? Christ has got to come back. These times are insane. But that, I think, is just a really hard spot to be in, because it takes away our joy and our contentment and our happiness and peace from the day-to-day mundane life that we live in right now currently, with Jesus not here yet. So I just really want to encourage you guys just to get in his word first and foremost. And I want to just read something that I read this morning in my quiet time that just really rocked me and put me back into perspective, instead of just going off the path of searching for wisdom in the world instead of wisdom in truth. So this is in Ecclesiastes 7. So King Solomon is just comparing wisdom with foolishness, and this is what he has to say. And I think it's so simple but so wise. I mean, he was really wise. But so this is Ecclesiastes 7, starting in verse 25. I turn my heart to know and to search out and to seek wisdom and the scheme of things, and to know the wickedness of folly and the foolishness that is madness. And I found something more bitter than death. The woman whose heart is snares and nets, and whose hands are fetters, he who pleases God escapes her, but the sinner is taken by her. And then jumping down to verse 29, see, this alone I found, that God made man upright, but they have sought out many schemes. And then that's it. It just ends. And I was wanting something so much more, because I am seeking out the foolishness of man right now. I'm trying to look at what's going on in the world and say, where is Satan in this? Where is the schemes? Where is the deception? Where is the lies? So that I can fit my puzzle pieces together and figure out the end game, the new world order. This is what we're looking at in Revelation. This is happening, and I am trying to do that. And King Solomon, the wisest man, said he himself tried to seek out the schemes of man, the foolishness, the folly. The only thing that he found was God made man upright. But the second thing, they have sought out schemes. And that's it. It is simple as that. There is no puzzle piece to fit in. There is no end game to find out, because we already know the end game. So I just want to encourage us all that let's get off of social media, get off of the noise, and just tune into God's wisdom and tune into his word first and foremost, because that is where we find true wisdom, not the wisdom of this world or the deception of this world that is manipulated into thinking that that is truth. Because we know as believers in Jesus Christ that only truth comes from his word and his word alone. And so I just really want to encourage us all to refocus onto him and him alone, because that makes it so much more clear instead of trying to figure out all of these different pieces. Yeah. That just really put things into perspective for me this morning. And so I just hope that it encourages you in some way. So that's all. Now, back to why you guys, that was just an unsolicited little sermon that I have for you guys. Sorry if you didn't want to hear that. I just felt like it was kind of necessary, because the world is kind of crazy right now. So yeah. Anywho, we're not gonna really need much for this video. Like I say in all of the other videos, you're just gonna need a blanket or a pillow, a bench or a chair or a couch, and a strap, which I actually didn't grab because I was in my head too much. Anyway, so you're gonna need a strap. If you don't have a strap, you need a belt or a scarf. So that is it. It is not nighttime for me, but I am assuming it's nighttime for you. So go grab yourself a cup of water, maybe some lime in it, or a nice cup of hot tea, whatever you are drinking, and I will meet you over there. Okay, so if you would like to add this blanket or pillow underneath your sitting bones, you can do so now. It just elevates your hips higher than your knees. So if you're sitting on the floor and your knees are up higher than your hips and your hips are really tight and are holding a lot of tension, you can just prop that right underneath your hips. And it allows you to sit comfortably here without feeling any kind of discomfort. So you can do that now and just find a comfortable sitting position. We're just gonna begin by warming up our shoulders, opening up any kind of tension that you hold in your upper body. So just lowering that right ear to the right shoulder and pausing here, just feeling that nice gentle stretch all along the left of your neck. Just begin by lowering that left shoulder down, not having it up by our ears, but just placing it gently back and down so that it's in place and comfortable. And just pausing here. And coming up through center and now lowering that left ear to left shoulder. Again, checking in with that right shoulder, making sure it's not up by our ear, but it's back and down into place. And coming up through center one more time, lowering that right ear to right shoulder. And if it feels good for you, you can pause here, but if you want to take this stretch a little bit deeper, you can extend that left arm out to the left side and just walk those fingertips to the left part of your mat. And pause when you feel that nice, gentle stretch. And coming back up through center. Now again, one more time, left side, left ear to left shoulder. And again, staying here if you would like, or extending that right arm out to the right side, walking those fingertips out to the right, and pausing where it feels good for you. And coming up to center. Now looking over towards that left shoulder, you're gonna release your chin to your left armpit, just until you feel that good stretch all along the right part of the back side of your neck. And just pausing where it feels good for you. Just trying to release any tension that you're holding on to in your shoulders. And slowly coming up, switching sides, bringing your gaze over to the right shoulder now and releasing your chin to your right armpit. And again, pausing where it feels good for you. And slowly coming back up to center. Now we're gonna extend that left arm up and over towards the right side of our mat. Just pausing where you feel that stretch all along your left side body, just making sure that that left hip is pressing down into the mat. And if it's uncomfortable for your neck to keep your gaze up, you can lower your gaze down to that right hand. Taking the stretch a little bit further if it's comfortable for you. Not overdoing it, just pausing where you feel very comfortable and easy. And slowly coming up through center, switching sides, extending that right arm now up and over towards the left side. Again, checking in with that right hip, making sure that it's pressing down firmly into the mat. Again, just taking that stretch a little bit deeper if it feels comfortable for you. And slowly coming back up to center. We're going to switch positions, removing the blanket from out from under you, grabbing the strap or the scarf or belt, whichever you have. And then again, if it feels comfortable sitting on that blanket, you can do so. We're going to place the strap underneath the bottom part of our foot, our left leg. And now focus on extending that left leg as you keep your back tall and neutral. And just focus on stretching out all along the back side of our left leg. Just pausing where it feels good for you. Try to keep a micro bend behind your left knee, not locking it out, but just slightly bent. Again, just pausing here. And slowly coming out of it and transitioning over now to the right leg, placing the strap underneath the bottom part of our foot, extending that right leg out as we maintain that tall neutral spine. One leg might be a lot more flexible than the other, and that's okay. My right side is always a lot tighter than my left. I'm not sure why, but maybe my hips are unaligned. I don't know. Again, just maintaining that micro bend behind that right knee. That tall neutral spine, just relaxing those shoulders, making sure they're not up by your ears, but they're just gently back and down into place. Taking the stretch a little bit further if it feels good for you. And slowly coming out of it. You can remove that strap, placing it off to the side. We're now going to place our left foot above our right knee, creating that 90-degree angle with that left foot. Focus on pressing into that left knee as you fold over that right leg. Just pausing where you feel that resistance. If it's uncomfortable for your left knee, just have a slight flex in that left foot, and that should relieve any pressure in that left knee. And now with a tall neutral spine, shifting our weight back, placing our hands behind you for support as you bend at that right leg, placing that foot onto the mat. As you come up on our fingertips, bringing your body closer to that left foot. You should now feel the stretch in the left hip. Again, just pausing here. If you want to take the stretch a little bit deeper, you can take that right hand, pressing down into that left knee as you now draw that right knee closer towards your body. And just pausing where it feels good for you. Again, if you're feeling any tension in that left knee, you can flex this left foot as you draw that right knee closer towards your body. And slowly coming out. And now placing that left knee extended to the ground as you place that right foot just above that left knee, flexing that right foot, pressing down into that right knee. And with a tall neutral spine, folding forward. Just pausing where you feel the stretch all along the back side of our left leg. And now maintaining that tall neutral spine, shifting our weight forward, placing our hands behind you for support as you bring that left foot up and placing it firmly on the mat. And then again, placing that right hand, that right knee, pressing into that right knee as you come up onto your fingertips and bringing your chest closer to your legs. Again, pausing where you feel that stretch all in the right hip. Again, just pausing where it feels good for you, but if you want to take this stretch a little bit further, you can just bring your chest a little bit closer to your legs. Just taking a couple seconds here. And slowly coming out of it and extending both legs out in front of you, giving them just a nice gentle shake. Maybe hug them gently close into your chest. And now removing the blanket, placing it off to the side. And now this is where the bench comes in. So you can, well, I'll bring this a little bit closer. So you can either use a chair or a couch, wherever you have, just about this height. It's not necessary to have anything specific. You're just gonna begin by placing back sides of our elbows gently onto the bench. As you shift your weight and your knees back behind you and lowering that chest to the ground, pausing where you feel that easy, gentle stretch in your shoulders. And just taking long, deep breaths here, just releasing any tension in your upper body. This is so good for those of you that sit at a desk all day or just doing a lot of manual labor. This really, really stretches out your shoulders and opens up that chest and just allows you to really maintain that proper posture. Just pausing here, and if it feels good for you, you can just sink your chest a little bit closer to the ground. And slowly coming out of it, and now placing your hands flat onto the bench. As you shift your weight and your hips back behind you, we're going to focus on keeping our shoulders into place, so keeping them back and down towards your spine. We're going to begin by shifting that weight back, maintaining proper shoulder position as we lower that chest to the ground, pausing where you feel that stretch. Again, just taking big deep breaths, not holding on to any tension in your body, allowing these stretches to really alleviate any discomfort. And slowly coming out of it. And coming back up to a seated position. And that is it for a 15-minute wind down nighttime routine. I really like to do this just at the end of a long day. I feel like it really just relieves any kind of tension and discomfort that my body has carried on throughout the day. And I just really find it extremely beneficial. So I hope that it was beneficial for you as well. I look forward to next week's video. And again, I'm just so grateful to be doing these videos and just providing you all with these stretches that are not correlated to yoga in any way. So I just appreciate the support so much, and I really am just so grateful for you guys. So I will see you guys next week, and I hope you guys have an amazing evening, an amazing sleep, and a great rest of your week.